Joining me now is Congressman Anthony Weiner of New York. Congressman, good to have you with us tonight.
My pleasure.
I want to talk about Eric Cantor with you. He is saying that the Democrats aren't with the people. Can you respond to that?
Well, I like Eric Cantor, and if he had a plan for dealing with health care, maybe he'd come on the show and debate it with me, but he doesn't have one, nor do his Republican colleagues. Look, the fact of the matter is people say they want this problem solved. Not only people who are not insured, but people who are having their rates go through the roof. Right now, every single year, our insurance rates go up $1,000 a year. Most Americans see that as a Republican tax that they're paying because of their inaction on health care.
Congressman, did I hear you say you'd like to debate him on this program? Can we organize that? I mean, can you and I maybe make an invitation over to Mr. Cantor's office? Because I'll give both you guys face-to-face. We'll go an hour. I'll dedicate an hour with you, Mr. Weiner, and also Mr. Cantor to go at it about health care. You okay with that?
Listen, I'd certainly love to do it. I like Eric Cantor, and frankly, I feel a little bad for him that he has to go out and shop around some of these ideas. You know, when he says at a town hall meeting that if you're uninsured, you just go to the hospital, they'll take care of it, he must think that the bill fairy pays those bills. I'm not quite sure what he thinks. But look, I admire the idea that someone like Eric Cantor, after 6 years having Republicans control the House and the Senate and the White House, and still this problem gets worse, I admire him saying anything at all. But if he wants to debate, so we say in Brooklyn, bring it on, Chickie.
Well, let's get it on. All right, now, let's talk about what happened over on the Senate side yesterday. There is some conversation. I was in conversation with Harry Reid's office today. There's a real possibility that the Senate may end up with a bill without a public option and then rely on all of it taking place in the conference committee in the final stage where the legislation's actually written. If that's the case, Congressman Weiner, does this not put pressure on the House to make sure that a strong public option comes out of your chamber?
100%. And I think that Nancy Pelosi has already said that very clearly, that there's going to be a public option in, but not just for those of us who think that there should be choice, but for all of my budget hawk colleagues. The only way to contain costs and the best way to reduce that CBO score is to have competition, because the Congressional Budget Office, who's not on these things, say if you want to save money, you can't just leave it to the insurance companies. We're going to have a strong public option. There's going to be a conference committee. President Obama is going to say he wants a strong public option, and that's what the American people are going to get.
All right, the White House has given the Democrats some backup as well on this. This is Robert Gibbs on how the GOP does not have a plan. Here it is.
Let me tell you, there's a series of two-way streets between here and Capitol Hill. There are plenty of ways to there's plenty of ways to be constructive. We'd be happy to evaluate their comprehensive proposal to provide health care reform to the American people. If you want to get it from them, I'll be happy to take it over to Ledge Affairs.
Well, it's interesting that the White House is aggressive on that point, Congressman Weiner, because your colleague, Alan Grayson, went to the floor last night and called him out and said that the Republican plan is to die quickly. Do you go along with that? Do you agree with him?
Well, I like this guy, Grayson. Usually we don't let freshmen speak their first term, but we got to get this guy out there more. Look, he was only being slightly ironic. If you look at what many of the Republicans are saying, essentially, is don't do anything. Well, frankly, don't do anything is a formula for more people dying prematurely, for more people being bankrupted in their homes, and we, the taxpayer, paying a much higher bill. So Congressman Grayson had it exactly right. Now, you know, and I also like the idea he used the same overheated language that the Republicans have been using at town hall meetings all around the country. Frankly, what this is about is not just about the people who are uninsured. It's about the rest of us that have insurance who are paying too much for it in higher premiums and too much for it in higher taxes.
So you have no problem with what he said on the floor last night?
Well, frankly, the type of language he used, saying that Republicans are this or that, you know, I'll say it right here. The Republican Party is a wholly owned subsidiary of the insurance industry. I guess they'll want to bring me up on charges next.
All right. Congressman Weiner, good to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
For